Welcome back to the second video in a series covering family engagement practices. In this video, we will be outlining a few barriers to engagement and strategies that can help address these barriers. The first barrier is language. Families and students may speak a language other than the one that the majority of the school community does. This can create difficulties when communicating information to family members about schoolwork or opportunities to get involved. Translation is a clear way to help address this barrier. At school events, make sure to have translators available when the main speakers are only speaking in one language. Provide resources in all of the languages that the school's families speak. It is important that educators do not leave the heavy lifting up to the families to reach out and ask for assistance in accessing resources, or to expect them to learn the dominant language of a place. Meet families where they are at so that they can engage with their child's learning currently. In schools with limited resources for hiring translators, consider working with parent volunteers first. This will help newcomers to the community gain access to important information, as well as begin to build connections with other families. Another barrier that can challenge effective family engagement is when families lack access to the same resources as other families. Resources such as money, time, transportation, or childcare. There are many ways that schools can help families interact with school events and activities that do not rely on all families having the same resources. For in-person events, it can be effective to offer childcare, a meal, and transportation to and from school. For some families, connecting with their child's teachers can be difficult because their schedules do not align with the common after-school meeting times. Offer a variety of times for events such as PTA meetings, conferences, and info sessions. For some families, they want to engage with their child's schoolwork, but are unsure about how to talk with them about it. Some teachers use apps to share student work with family members and provide prompts for talking about the material alongside the work. Teachers can encourage family members to provide feedback on their child's work by modeling how to compliment and critique work as well as how to ask questions about the content. It may be helpful to create a simple screencast video to walk families through the process of accessing student work and utilizing the programs that the school system has in case they are new to using these technologies. Another challenge when it comes to family engagement is educator biases. In multiple studies, researchers have found that educators hold expectations and assumptions about the families that they work with. These assumptions often keep them from reaching out to families because they are not sure that their families have the capacity to engage. To challenge these biases, educators need to get to know the families that are a part of their community. Gather with families in more casual spaces such as community potlucks, sporting games, or family math and literacy game nights. Talk with parents about what they know about their children. Educators can work to start to view all family members with an asset-based perspective rather than a deficit mindset. For some family members, school holds negative memories and feelings for them. These experiences may lead to a lack of trust in educators and the education system. A lack of trust between family members and educators is the next barrier. I will address this in more depth in our next video. Head to the next video to find out more about how families and educators can build trust.